What if I told you that right now she's giving you signs, and you're just not seeing them? Most men walk through life blind to the obvious, not because they're not smart enough, but because they're too focused on doubts, fears, and past failures. They fail to see that sometimes the woman they desire is already inviting them closer, without saying a single word. But here's the truth: attraction rarely shouts, it whispers. And if you don't know how to listen, you'll miss the chance before you even realize it was there. The signs are real, subtle but powerful. And if you can read them, you hold the key to everything. Right now you have two choices: stay in the dark and keep wondering what if, or open your eyes and finally see what's been right in front of you. If you're ready to stop guessing and start understanding, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I see clearly now. Let's begin. Number 1, the silent signals of feminine interest. You often miss, in the rush to analyze texts and words, most men forget that attraction often speaks without them. Women, unlike men, rarely express interest directly. Instead, they leave subtle clues, unspoken invitations wrapped in gestures, glances, and changes in energy. The problem? Most men either overlook these signs or misinterpret them, leading to awkward moments or missed opportunities. The Stoic man, however, doesn't rush to react. He observes calmly, attentively, allowing her signals to unfold without forcing interpretation. The lingering gaze. The first and most powerful signal is the lingering gaze. If she holds eye contact longer than usual, breaks it, then looks back again, and you notice her pupils slightly dilated, understand this: it's rarely accidental. That lingering gaze is the silent equivalent of saying, "I see you." Most men get nervous under that kind of attention. They either look away too quickly or overcompensate. The Stoic man does neither. He holds the gaze gently, neither seeking approval nor running from it. In doing so, he gives her space to feel safe, yet intrigued. Intentional closeness. Next comes intentional closeness. A woman who's interested will find subtle ways to be near you. Maybe she stands a little too close during a conversation. Maybe she moves into your personal space even when the room isn't crowded. Or maybe she lightly brushes against you while passing by. These aren't clumsy accidents. They're often unconscious ways to test how comfortable you are with physical proximity. The Stoic man notices this, but doesn't overreact. He doesn't pull away awkwardly, and he doesn't rush in. He simply allows it, creating a space that's relaxed and pressure-free. The deliberate touch. Then comes the light touch. A quick tap on the arm during laughter, a playful nudge, or fingers that linger just a second too long. These are invitations to emotional connection and subtle tests of your confidence. The reactive man either grabs onto it too eagerly or shies away. The Stoic man does neither. He acknowledges it, stays composed, and lets her continue exploring the connection without needing to control the pace. Shift in her voice. Another undeniable sign is in her voice. When interest deepens, her tone often softens. It slows down. It becomes playful or warm, especially in private moments. This is the auditory version of leaning in. The Stoic man notices this, but stays grounded. He doesn't rush to mirror her energy. He simply stays present, giving her the comfort of his calm presence. The teasing challenge. Finally, there's the teasing challenge. She may poke fun at your seriousness, joke about your habits, or test your sense of humor. This isn't just small talk. It's an invitation to chemistry. The man who gets defensive fails the test. The Stoic man responds with ease, turning her challenge into deeper connection. Comment below, "I observe without rushing." Remember, these signs aren't an invitation to rush. They're an invitation to stay present. Attraction doesn't bloom under pressure. It grows in the calm, patient space where a woman feels safe to express herself freely. Number 2, how she quietly closes the distance. In most social situations, people naturally maintain a certain level of personal space, an invisible boundary we rarely notice until someone crosses it. Yet when attraction is present, women will often consciously or unconsciously begin to break that rule. Unlike many men who may express interest in a more direct or clumsy way, women do it subtly and gracefully. And only the man who observes without rushing to react will notice the quiet invitations hiding in plain sight. One of the first signs? She consistently finds herself within your personal space, those precious few feet we usually reserve for close friends or lovers. It might happen slowly. Maybe she inches closer during conversation, positions herself near you even when the room offers plenty of other options, or aligns her body toward you more than the situation calls for. This isn't random. It's a form of silent communication. She's testing your comfort, quietly suggesting, "I want to be closer." Most men either miss this completely or overplay it. The typical reaction is to instantly escalate, trying to turn physical closeness into overt flirting. But the Stoic man knows better. He reads the signal without overreacting. He remains calm, centered, present. He doesn't lean away, nor does he lean in too eagerly. His stillness and comfort within his own space actually encourage her to come closer. Another pattern to notice is micro-touches. Those fleeting moments when she accidentally brushes your arm, bumps your shoulder, or lets her fingers graze yours. These touches often seem accidental, wrapped in movement or conversation, giving her plausible deniability. But make no mistake, underneath she's watching, she's testing, she's observing your response. Do you flinch? Do you lean away? Do you get flustered? Or do you remain calm, slightly amused but fully in control? From a Stoic point of view, mastery is shown not by reacting, but by being unmoved. When you meet her closeness with calmness, when you acknowledge her touch without dramatizing it, you show her something most men never do: emotional safety combined with masculine steadiness. She doesn't want a man who loses himself at the first hint of physical contact. She wants a man who can hold the moment, who lets her explore without pressure. In time, you'll notice the pattern deepen. The woman who continues to orbit you, who lingers a second longer with every interaction, is sending a clear message. She's saying without words, "I trust you. I want to feel your energy." But only the man who has cultivated the discipline to remain centered can give her that gift. Comment below, "I welcome closeness without clinging." Remember, it's not about rushing to bridge the gap. It's about letting her choose to close it and trusting that your calmness is the very thing that makes her want to. Number 3, the subtle power of a woman's touch is one of the most honest forms of communication, especially from a woman. Unlike words, which can be rehearsed or filtered, touch is spontaneous, instinctive. It's raw, it's real. Yet in moments of growing connection, most men are too distracted or too eager to notice the deeper meaning of these small gestures. They either brush them off as accidental or overreact by interpreting every graze as an open invitation. But the Stoic man? He observes every movement with calm attention, not needy anticipation. When a woman begins to initiate light, playful touches, it is rarely by accident. These touches often come wrapped in laughter, storytelling, or playful teasing. She might tap your arm as she jokes, place her hand on your shoulder while leaning in, or allow her fingers to linger just a bit longer when handing you something. On the surface, it all seems casual, but beneath it lies a vital test. How does this man handle my feminine energy? Most men fail here. They either dismiss it as meaningless, or they escalate too fast, leaning in, verbalizing their interest, trying to turn the moment into flirtation. But the Stoic man stays grounded. He feels the touch. He acknowledges it with a subtle smile or steady eye contact. But he doesn't make it the center of attention. His energy remains unshaken. This is key. That restrained response communicates something powerful. I am not thrown off by your tests. I am here, calm, present. This is not about ignoring her. On the contrary, it's about understanding that true connection happens not through impulsive reactions, but through allowing the interaction to breathe. Every touch she offers is not just an invitation, it's a probe. She's watching to see, are you the kind of man who needs her validation, or the kind who appreciates her presence but doesn't depend on it? Here's what happens next. The more composed you are, the more curious she becomes. When you don't immediately react, she starts wondering, why isn't he doing what most men do? That curiosity turns into intrigue. Intrigue becomes attraction. You create a silent game, one where she begins to invest more effort, not because you demanded it, but because your restraint naturally invites it. From the Stoic lens, this is pure emotional mastery. You don't suppress your interest, you just don't need to announce it. You don't avoid her touch, you simply don't let it control you. You maintain your frame. Comment below, I recognize the touch, but I am never ruled by it. When you do this consistently, you create a space where she feels safe and challenged, a rare combination. She knows you notice her, but she also knows you won't be pulled into a game you didn't choose. And that, more than any words, makes you stand out. Number 4, when her voice reveals more than her words. One of the most overlooked signs of attraction is the subtle shift in a woman's voice. While most men focus on what she says, the Stoic man listens to how she says it, her tone, rhythm, and pace. This is where the real message lies. Women, especially emotionally intuitive ones, rarely express interest directly. Instead, they unconsciously adjust their voice, drawing you into a more intimate dynamic without breaking the feminine role of invitation. In group settings, she might be lively and expressive. But when you're alone, everything changes. Her voice softens. She slows down. She adds pauses and lowers her tone, as if she's sharing something only for you. It's like she's creating a private world, one only the two of you can access. Most men miss this music underneath her words. Or worse, they try to match her softness too eagerly. They lean in, whisper back, or overplay their reactions, breaking the natural tension she was building. The Stoic man, however, does the opposite. He notices but doesn't chase. He listens, not to react, but to understand. His calm presence tells her something profound. I am here, grounded, unshaken by emotion, and present with you. This is exactly what creates true feminine relaxation. She opens up more. She adds flirty humor, teases softly, elongates her sentences, maybe even lowers her voice further to see if you'll lean in. But you don't. You stay composed. You let her lead the dance while you hold the frame. From the Stoic perspective, this is restraint in its purest form. You don't suppress your interest. You simply don't need to prove it. You allow the rhythm to unfold. You let her feel your presence, your groundedness, and your masculine mystery. Comment below, I let her voice guide, but I never follow blindly. Mastering this gives you a rare power, creating deeper intimacy without forcing it. She will keep coming back, not for your words, but for how she feels in your presence when you simply listen without trying to take. Number 5, the hidden invitation behind playful challenges. Most men get caught off guard when a woman teases them, questions their seriousness, or throws playful jabs. They either get defensive, trying to prove themselves, or dismiss her altogether, missing the opportunity hidden within the challenge. But here's what they don't realize. Playful teasing isn't rejection, it's an invitation. It's her way of testing your frame, of asking silently, can you handle me? Can you stay composed and still enjoy the moment? She's not being cruel, she's being curious. When a woman says, you don't seem to care about anything, do you? Or, Mr. Stoic, do you even feel anything? She's not genuinely criticizing. She's playfully poking. She wants to see if you can dance, or if you'll crumble under the slightest tension. The average man responds with explanations, debates, or shuts down completely. But the Stoic man, he smiles, raises an eyebrow, and says with calm confidence, you'll have to stick around to find out. No defense, no ego, just grounded charm. This disarms her instantly. She realizes you're unfazed, and even more, that you enjoy the game. That's powerful. Because for many women, playful teasing is how they test a man's emotional agility. She wants to see if you're fun, grounded, and flexible, without being needy or reactive. When you meet her challenge with lightness, she feels both safe and intrigued. That contrast is magnetic. From a Stoic lens, this is apatheia, freedom from being ruled by emotion. Not the absence of feeling, but the refusal to be dominated by it. You don't duel, you dance. And when you do it consistently, every challenge becomes an invitation to go deeper. She now knows. You're the kind of man who doesn't fold, doesn't fumble, and doesn't need to prove. Comment below, I don't resist the test, I enjoy it. When you master this, you turn every teasing moment into proof of your inner strength. Calm, playful, centered, and in her eyes that makes you unforgettable. Number 6, the mirror effect. When she reflects your presence, there's a moment, subtle yet powerful, when a woman unconsciously begins to mirror you. She might cross her legs shortly after you do. She might tilt her head the way you do, or without realizing it, she starts to match your speech patterns, your tone, your pace. This is not a coincidence. It's a deep biological and psychological sign of rapport, a quiet alignment of energies, a signal that she's drawn in. But here's the catch. Most men miss it, or worse, they ruin it by pointing it out, exaggerating their behavior, or becoming self-conscious. The Stoic man doesn't do that. He observes calmly. He recognizes the pattern, not as something to manipulate, but as something to respect. Because from the Stoic lens, mirroring is not about dominance. It's about harmony. It's a silent way her nervous system says, I feel safe around you. I trust this energy. I want to connect with it. And this only happens when your presence is stable. If you are restless, she mirrors restlessness. If you are calm, centered, and deliberate, she slowly begins to align with that rhythm. Your energy becomes the tuning fork, and she starts to vibrate in sync. One of the most intimate signs, when she mirrors your emotional rhythm, she slows her speech, softens her tone, takes more pauses, all without a single word exchanged about it. You've invited her into your world, not by trying, not by impressing, but by being. And here's the Stoic truth. The more still you are, the more she gravitates toward your steadiness. But here's where most men go wrong. They try to intensify it. They start changing posture to see if she follows. They make comments like, "Are you copying me?" And just like that, the unconscious flow breaks. The magic is gone. Why? Because what made the moment powerful was its effortlessness. The second you call attention to it, it becomes performance. And connection cannot survive under pressure. Instead, let it bloom on its own. Don't rush it. Don't test it. Just allow it. Because the Stoic man knows mirroring is not something you earn with effort. It's something you receive by holding steady internal peace. So when she mirrors you, don't try to control it. Let her explore that space in her own time. The more freedom you give, the deeper the connection becomes. And here's the beautiful part. When she mirrors you, it's not about her becoming you. It's about her feeling aligned with you. She's stepping into the emotional resonance you're providing. And if that resonance is grounded, calm, and authentic, that connection feels real to her. So the next time you notice her matching your body language, your voice, your vibe, don't speak it. Don't analyze it. Just breathe. Be. Because the man who stays composed when mirrored is the man whose energy is felt without needing to be explained. Comment below, I lead by being, not by forcing. Because when you lead with presence, she follows with trust.